Copper and aluminum are the primary beneficiaries of the grid spending increase. That $800 billion is going to buy copper, which is money. So how big is the oil market compared to the metals market? If you look at that circle, that's crude oil. You want to get rid of crude oil? The iron ore, the gold, the copper, the aluminum, the nickel, all the metals are so thinly traded and so critical. You have no chance to get off of crude oil. You can't build electric cars and windmills and solar and have a modern military without these metals. So there's a reason why underwater power cables are so expensive. That's what it looks like when you put up a windmill offshore Nantucket Island and you want to bring that electricity and be green. It's all copper, 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 copper. Copper right now, we're expecting that to be a $270 billion a year market by tomorrow morning. And where's this metal going to come from? There's no copper in inventory at all. Let me show you how bad this problem is. In human history, if we go back to Mohenjo-Daro, we have mined 700 million metric tons of copper. So if we put that in a big cube, you see the Eiffel Tower for scale. It's about 430 meters by 430 meters. Approximately 80% of all the copper we've ever mined is still in human possession. Now, if you want to get that back, no problem. We can recycle that. All we have to do is tear down every building in the United States, every building in Europe, every building in Japan and all of China, and we can get back about 80% of that 700 million tons, but we'll be living and freezing in the dark. These lights are on here because the copper that's embedded in this building. We can tear down this university and get the copper back. Yeah, we can recycle it. How much are we using? We're consuming 30 million tons of copper a year, only 4 million tons of which is recycled. That means to maintain 3% GDP growth, now listen carefully, with no electrification, this is with burning oil and gas. To maintain global 3% GDP growth, we have to mine the same amount of copper in the next 18 years as we mined in the last 10,000 years. In the next 18 years, I've got to mine the same amount of copper as we mined in the last 10,000 years without electrification, without data centers, without solar and wind and the greening of the world economy. You people have no idea whatsoever what we're facing. You're dreaming. Since 1900, the energy to produce copper, the energy you need to make copper is 16-fold up. As the ore grade in the world goes down, we need more and more energy to produce the very metal that produces the energy, and water consumption has doubled. So grades are declining in the world's mines. The easy copper mines were mined, they're like 100-year-old ladies laying in bed waiting to die in Chile. So Chile counts for a lot. It's 24% of global copper mine production. But, you know, their costs are in the third or fourth quartile. They're very expensive. They burn coal in the Chilean grid. And solar doesn't work for a mine because the sun only shines 5 hours a day. Solar is useless unless you have grid-scale storage. So we're heading for a train wreck in Chile. We need 6 giant Tier 1 mines to come online every year between now and 2050, when I'm scheduled to be 100 years old, to meet copper demand. That means 40% of the production for new mines for electrification, data centers, and grid upgrades. And all this bullshit about AI, everything you're hearing, like, it's a fantasy because we don't have the energy. Now, maybe we can build nuclear power plants. What are they made out of? All those metals I told you about. We don't even have the capability in this country to weld the containment vessels in a traditional nuclear power plant. We used to build them in this country. Korea can build a nuclear power